Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review of Union Jack the Ripper Blood Hunt #1. This is a new book from Marvel Comics. Let's talk about the creative team before we get into this book. So this is a mini series. It's going to be 3 issues, and it's a direct tie-in into Blood Hunt. This is written by Cavan Scott, with pencils by Ken Walker, inks by Craig Yeung and Belardino Brabo. We have colors by Javier Tartaglia and Cunniffe. We have a beautiful cover by Ryan Brown and some more covers you'll see at the end of the issue. So I am not very familiar with the character of Union Jack. I do love the title of like Union Jack the Ripper to give it more of a horror type of vibes to this book, right? So in this issue, Union Jack paints the UK red as vampires inherit the earth. One lone man has made it his mission to protect it. But what does Joy Chapman, aka Union Jack, have up his sleeves? And will it be enough? And who will Union Jack have to face to keep London from falling? Kevin Scott and Ken Walker bring you a Union Jack story like you've never read before. Well, that's pretty easy because I don't think I've ever read Union Jack, so that'll be my first thing. If you know more about Union Jack and you have some recommendations, drop them in the comments. I got to say, as far as having to read this as part of Blood Hunt, I don't think this is necessary reading, but it's definitely very interesting. First of all, it was a new character to explore. We're also looking at the UK, which is removed from all the stuff that's going on in the main event, right? The main event's mostly happening in New York and, of course, in the Impossible City. So you get to see a lot of different characters. Kev Walker's art is very much house style. I really like it. Reminds me a little bit of John Romita Jr., but with I think Kev Walker has his own style that makes it set apart from that. I just kind of get those vibes. Sometimes they draw characters with like bigger eyes and stuff like that. Like really like whenever you see a character, there's a lot of facial expressions, and I think both of those artists that just kind of really put a lot of effort into showing you what a grimace should look like the despair in their eyes, especially as the world's kind of falling apart. We'll go through that, and I think Kevin Scott does a good job of introducing Union Jack really by his actions as opposed to like doing an exposition dump of backstory. uh, we do see a character that I think Union Jack is familiar with, and they have an exchange to bring you a little bit up to speed on who this character is and his motivations. To me, he seems like a UK version of kind of like a little bit of the Punisher. It also reminded me a lot of Midnighter from DC Comics, where like very violent, but they have a very clear mission, right? Uh, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments if that reads the same to you. Um, Here's some of the preview art. As I mentioned here, we see some of the citizens and as they're being kind of let out of the city because of the vampire attacks. One thing I do really came out of nowhere for me is the gore, the amount of gore that we have here in this. Look at this double spread, and like I said, very expressive faces. I love like the little details of the pupils dilating in this. If you see her eyes in the previous issue, they're a little bit bigger and they're a little bit more color. And then you see here, as we see the guy being torn apart, right? And yeah, so I just thought like those really cool details. The vampires, I love that every artist is kind of taking their own interpretation because there's all kinds of vampires all across the Marvel universe. So they don't all have to look exactly the same. Some of them look a little bit more like animalistic, whereas some of them retain a lot of their humanoid form. Yeah, this is all a lot of new stuff getting thrown out of me. I think I'm gonna keep reading this because it's only 3 issues. It's a very low threshold of entry, so that'll be really fun. So if you have read this, let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.